Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Anna.
This is Geekedupgaming Review Group, and we're going to bring you guys a review of Valley of the Kings deck builder game from AEG. And to be honest up front, if I saw this on the shelf and I saw the words deck building, I would probably have not grabbed it. But this is a very different deck builder than...
It's by AEG too.
Yes.
And Tom Cleaver.
It's a very different deck builder. So let's go ahead and show you the components of the box, and we will do our best to show you what's on the back of it because I stuck a big sticker on the back of it, and we will go ahead and show you what's inside.
Alright, here's the box. It's another pocket game, and here is the review copy. It's got the AEG format upside down there. And then inside you have your rule book. This is a 15-page rule book. It's pretty easy to read. There is also in the back a glossary for some cards, and all the cards I had questions on, the answers were there. We'll get into that a little bit later. This side we've kept, each player gets a taking a turn card, and then the setup and stuff. And this is our one big, well, he has another thing, but the scoring of the game is only
in the rule book.
And it's a very tiny little chart. So if you see from like eye view, it's there. We wish they would have put them on these little cards so we can reference to it while we're playing.
Because what they did is they put how to set the game up on each of the reference cards, where that would have been a perfect spot for the scoreboard instead of the setup. Once you've learned how to set up the game the first time, you only have to learn it one time. Right. You don't need a reference card for that.
And each player gets a tomb, and then each player gets their starting deck of 10 cards. There's several different cards you get. I think there's 4 types. You get 4 of one, 3 of another, 2 of another, and 1. And those are your starting cards. And there's 4 decks for everyone to play. And then
we'll show you a more detailed about the cards because there is not a lot going on, but it's a very different deck builder.
Yeah. And then you have your main deck, and unlike any other deck builder that I can recall off the top of my head, but we haven't played a couple of them like Thunderstone or Dominion, which we really should play them, but just so we can reference. But this deck has stages, and there's cards at the bottom that are level 2 and level 3. The level 1 is on your starting deck. And so your deck is built and layered by 3 on the bottom, 2 on top. You shuffle them, you shuffle the different ones, and then you put them on top so that you get your cards from the center in stages. And so these cards and the rule book is all that comes in the box.
And there's you're not chasing down any honor points or gold tokens since it's Egyptian. It's just the cards, and that's all they have in there, and that's all that you need. And this is really nice because it's a pocket box, and there's a lot of games that are going to these pocket boxes.
Show me nails.
And Anna was practicing doing nails, so I went ahead and did them all. Yeah, they're chipped up and stuff. And I did the little, like,
eye of terrible. I know. It's terrible, but I tried.
Yeah, we used what we had. We don't have any of the professional equipment or anything. So, yeah, those are the components of the box, so we'll go ahead and show you how to play the game. Okay, so we're going to show you how to set up the game from the very start. What you're going to do is you're going to have your cards here, and you're going to notice that they are level 2 and level 3. What you're going to do is you're going to want to take your level 3 cards and your level 2s and shuffle the 2s together and shuffle the 3s together, and then the 3s are going to be the bottom of the deck, and you're going to flip it over, and then 2s are going to start your deck. And then you are going to put them out basically it's the river, whatever you want to call it, is going to be in a pyramid. And the only cards that you can buy starting off are at the bottom, or in the bottom row. The cards you're going to start out with are 2 of the box of foods. You're going to have 3 urns, and I think 4, I think that says shabtais or shabties, I don't know how to pronounce that. And then you're going to have 1 offering table. And that is going to make up your starting deck of 10 cards. So let me go ahead and shuffle mine up. And then you're also going to start with a tomb. And if you want, the taking a turn, take turn card shows you take turns, and then on the back side it shows you how to set up the game, which I don't know why everyone needs a copy of how to set the game up. But anyways.
And well, it also has like what you can do with your cards and stuff, but
yeah, it shows like rebuild pyramid and then to draw your new hand. Okay, so I'm gonna quit shuffling mine. Go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna draw. I have my 5 cards. Do you want to go first or me?
You can go first.
Oh, can I? Well, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have 4 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4 gold. I will buy this one. And then, can I buy my second one and then collapse it? Or should I just collapse it?
It collapses.
Oh, it automatically collapses. New card comes out. That makes sense. And I'll go ahead and buy Book of Earth.
How?
Well, I only spent 1. And there's 2 left there. 1?
No. 3.
Oh, yes, that's right.
We did that before.
I did that before. This is the cost, like 5. So the cost of this one is 3. The value is gold of 1. So 3 goes away. So that's all I can do. It'll be Anna's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna buy this one for 5. And then redraw my hand. Okay.
And then these collapse down.
Yep.
And then we're gonna flip this over. Me?
Mm-hmm.
It is me turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. And I'm going to buy. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the statue. So basically what we're doing here is I'm buying the red ones, which is going to take 3 sarcophaguses to build a set. So, and down here it tells you 3 at the bottom of the card, how many cards you're going to need to build a set. So you would acquire this one for 4 and then another one for
But there's 3 individual cards that look different.
There's 3, yes, 3 levels of the sarcophagus. The inner, the middle, and the outer. If you get all 3 of those, that's a full set. So then you get points based on your set, which the rulebook has the scorecard sheet in it, not your card. So my argument would be they should have put a scoreboard on the card for everyone to have, not how to set the game up. I don't know, like I said, I don't know how people... But anyways, this is the set build here. And so how it works is if you have 1 card in a set, it's 1 point. If you have 2 cards in a single set, it's 4 points. 3 cards, 9 points. 4 cards, 16. 5 for 25. 6 for 36. And 7 for 49. So the blue ones, I think, are the only ones that have 7 cards in there. And her brother Brett has actually brought together 49 points on the blues. So basically you're going to want to acquire cards based on what sets you're trying to build.
Is it my turn?
Like right now, yeah. Like right now I have a blue card, so I'm going to try to get other blue cards that I don't have yet. Because I don't, if I get 2 of the same card, then that's not going to help me at all. But yes, it's your turn.
Okay. So I'm going to use this urn. It says put the top card of your discard pile on top of your deck. So this goes to the top of my deck. That gives me 4 value, and I'm going to purchase this step cat. And then I have to shuffle up my deck.
Yes. And also, as a part of the sets, the set has to be in your tomb. You actually have to take the cards that you're acquiring and put them in your tomb, but you have to time it right because they're also going to be effects and gold worth of what 3, 4, 5 of what they're going to be. So you can also entomb your actual starting hand. So you can get 1 VP right there. You can see it at the bottom in the center of the card. You can get 1 VP for tombing that. Entombing it. But you can only do that once per turn. So it's not like you could just take 4 of them and tomb them all. That would be kind of nice. But you cannot do that. So I'm going to spend 4 on a middle sarcophagus.
And when you do that, you get to choose
Yeah.
which one goes down.
So now I get to choose, and I already have him, so I will allow that to come down and let that fall. And then we have another Book of Earth. And then that card's wasted.
Okay, and this one says sacrifice a card in your hand to take a card with cost twice as much, which there's that one. I'm going to take this one, put it in my hand.
What did you have to do with that card? Sacrifice it.
Sacrifice a card. So that goes up here into the, what's that called?
Boneyard.
Boneyard.
I almost called it a graveyard, but it's not a graveyard, it's a boneyard. Which is more
Boney.
appropriate for the theme that the game's playing.
And for 3, I'll buy this one.
Is it me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, I can play this card. I can either use its cost, I can use its ability, or I can entomb it. But it's way too early for me to entomb cards, and I learned that a few times ago. Now that we've played it a few times, if that makes sense. Each opponent discards a card. I'm going to use its action. And then I'll go to my graveyard. But he'll be coming back soon because now I'm going to use my urn. Put the top card of your discard pile on top of your deck. Oh, voila! That only left me with 3 points. So I cannot get anything out of the center row. So, what I could do is I can go ahead and I'll go ahead and entomb a card. And what I'm going to do is just entomb my offering table. Now usually you would put it underneath the tomb, but I build columns with my cards, so then that way I can see what everything's there, and it's also supposed to be visible to my opponent. So instead of putting it under my tomb and it'd be stacked like this with the 2 cards, I just put it on top, and then that's good enough to go. Are you making popcorn?
I was thinking about it. Alright, so I'm going to buy this card right here. And redraw, and that's all I can do. I was gonna entomb a card, but Tim didn't let me because he made me sacrifice or discard a card.
Well, why'd you discard the card that I made you sacrifice or discard?
I had to discard a card, and it didn't leave me with any extra.
Yeah, and that's kind of, you gotta be careful about your wording when you say I'm gonna make you sacrifice, because sacrifice means out of the game, basically out of the back to the box. There's no card in the game that allows you to go through the boneyard. I'm hoping that there's an expansion coming out for this game that will allow you to do that. That'd be kind of cool. But as of right now, there is not. Anyways, back to what matters here. Reveal the top three cards of your deck. Discard one, entomb one, put one on top of an opponent's discard pile. So, 1, 2, 3. I will reveal them. One of them is a box of food. Both of them are a box of food. Oh, and I have a middle sarcophagus. Well, I'm not going to use an action. This is where I get to entomb a card, and it doesn't count as my action of entombing, so I can still entomb another one out of my hand. I can put one on my opponent's, and then I discard the other one. So it'll just go on top of my discard. And then, remember this guy coming out? Yes, you do. Because she's going to remember too. You can discard a card, please. And then, I will use my urn and put that card back on top of my pile. And then I have 2 cards that I could use, but I will not. So another thing to watch out for, and I've done this the first time I used it, right now I'm doing it in the beginning of the game, which is probably not a good idea, but you can get trapped and get so used to using the effects of the cards that you end up not acquiring anything, and that'll hurt you in the end. So my next turn I probably won't be using the actions of the cards. I don't think.
Okay. Put a card. Oh. Let's see.
Whoops. Almost made it sound like I was knocked on the table. Surprised Teague didn't go off. So Anna is thinking very long time. I'm about to put myself in the tomb and go to sleep.
Okay, swap 2 cards in the pyramid.
I'm so used to playing
And then I'm going to buy that card right here.
other stuff that you're involved all the time.
What do you mean? And I'm going to entomb this card.
I think it's just wore out from the day.
Your what? What are you saying?
Wore out from the day.
But what was your...
Well, we've been playing...
You said you think you're too much into what I know or something? But
No, we've been playing that other game. The Bit Crawl game. And I think because it's so involved with like when other people are going that we have to pay attention, that this game feels just so slow right now. I am not using any abilities right now. I'm going to go for 5. I think I'll cash in 5, Rob. I think I'll cash in 5. And I'll just buy the sarcophagus and just burn the 1 point and let it go. And let it collapse to the leper. We'll go ahead and flip over another card. Mummified cat. Nobody wants a mummified cat. That's disgusting.
Okay.
I want to be mummified.
Yuck. I'm going to buy this for 3.
Yuck.
And then I'm going to put the top card of my discard pile on top of my deck. And then I'm going to...
Maybe one
entomb that.
in a million years, you know, after the nuclear war.
Your turn.
After the nuclear war, they'll find my body and be like, oh, it must have been a mummy. It must have been a Egyptian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'll play my statue for 2 gold. 3, 4, 5, 6. How'd that get all the way down here? Well, okay. Should I take this? Or should I take this? I'll just take this. Or sixer. Sixer. Alright, so we've shown you the basics of how to play this game. We're going to go ahead and skip to the end of this clip and show you how the game ends. Okay, so now we're going to show you guys the end of the game. The cards that we have left are these 2 here, which are still, as far as the deck, we only have 1 card in the Boneyard, which is very rare. And we now have all of these. So once all of this pyramid is gone and these 2 cards are gone out of the deck, the game comes to the end. So now it will be my turn. So now I will take my turn and we will show you how this thing's going to go down. And I'm going to entomb this. Right now you're going to see a lot of entombing on every turn, mostly because we're at nearing the end of the game. So sacrifice a card in your hand. There's a sacrifice. And entomb a card with a lower cost. It's the same cost, so I will entomb it, and then I will discard this card.
My turn?
Yes.
If you have 5 or more cards in your discard pile, entomb one of them. I do.
This is the first time I played this and actually had a deck.
I'm going to entomb a card from your hand. Take this top card of the stock. And then entomb this card. And that draws that one. And now it's your turn. 4. Your turn.
Ah! This sucks. Because I have Censor in my hand and I was getting ready to take your top discard card, but you are shuffling, so it's no longer a discard. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop that in there. Swap a card in your hand with a card in your tomb. So I'll go ahead and take this out. Put this one in, and my tomb is kind of like doing a spiral down the table. As you can see, Anna's got a big stack here. Mine is comparable. It's just kind of running off the table here. I'm actually going to...
This is supposed to be able to see this.
Go ahead and...
But it's overwhelming right now.
Yeah, sometimes the tombs, with 2 people, the tombs are going to get so packed that when somebody opens up the front door, it's just going to blast gold out of it. So if you can't see everything, you can pretty much remember what they're getting and what you're getting. We've been fighting over the blues. The purples kind of been falling into my lap for the most part. 4, 5.
My turn.
Yes. This is your turn.
I'm gonna entomb this card. Entomb a card costing 4 or less. This one. Take the top card of the stock. That one.
Oh, and this is the last card flipping out right now.
Each opponent discards down to 3 cards.
Oh no. Down to 3? Alright. I'll put those on there. Ready? 3, 4. I'm not buying any of those. Take a card of the same set as the one in your tomb. Blue. Blue. Nope. 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll go ahead and buy the green. This collapses down. Oh, crap. Did I entomb anything? I should have entombed that last card.
Okay.
Anything that doesn't get entombed and is still in your deck is lost. It does not go with you.
Take the card with the lowest cost, entomb it. I'm going to entomb this one. No, I'm going to entomb this one. Feeds that down. No, I'm not purchasing anything. I'm just discarding these. Your turn, Tim.
Okay. Entomb a card from your hand. I'm using this card to entomb as an action, and this one I'm entombing as my action. The first one was entombed off of the ability of this card. The second was entombed for my entombing ability during my turn. And I will not be purchasing anything. I almost did it again. I almost shuffled my deck. 3, 4, 5.
Okay. Entomb a card costing 4 or less. Entomb a card from my hand. Repeat an action. I don't have anything in my hand.
So it's me?
And so it's your turn.
Okay, I'm entombing my Osiris. Oh, really? Alright, I'm going to use this Book of Heaven. Do I have 5 in here? No! I only got 3. The ability is if you have 5 or more cards in your discard pile, entomb one of them. Well, I was hoping there was at least 5 so I can entomb. And since I played that in the wrong order, I can't just sacrifice these cards. Make that happen. I'll just entomb this gold. And then I will just discard those 2. 3, 4, 5.
Okay, my turn. Take a card with the lowest cost, entomb it. I'm going to entomb this card. Each opponent discards down to 3.
Ooh, why do you keep doing that?
Discard a card, take the card with the lowest
Hang
cost.
on. Okay, you... What did you just do? What card did you just buy?
This one?
Okay, so if I discard... Oh, I don't want to do that. Never mind. There's only 1 card left. Huh?
Okay.
My turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I am entombing my boat. I am discarding them. I think we're supposed to only execute 1 action per turn.
No.
You get multiples?
Yeah, you can do the action on the card or use the gold.
Oh, that makes sense. I was just reading this, taking a turn, and it says execute the action listed on a card. But, oh, okay. 3, 4, 5.
My turn?
Yes.
Entomb a card. Entomb a card from your hand. Take the card with the lowest cost and entomb it. Game's over.
No! I only wanted 1 more unique to put in there, and I would have had all the purple.
Who started the game? I don't remember.
That I don't remember.
We'll say it was me and you get 1 more turn.
Okay, I will entomb my purpley. And... And I can't do anything. So how many blues did I lose? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now what we do is we go and take all these cards. And these were not in my tomb. So I'm going to take those and I'm just going to throw them in the lid so I don't mix them up. And this will be... The purples, what's cool about them is they're actually worth VP on their own. Like this is 4, this is 3. And then that one's 2. It actually doesn't build a set, but like the golds, and the blues. And then your standard cards are worth 1 VP apiece.
I'm gonna get out my calculator here.
Yeah. And what sucks is we're gonna have to share with just 2 people. It's not that bad, but we have to share this chart here where they should have just put the chart on the card. 2 green. 4 and a set. I'm surprised I didn't do more. I think the only thing that might have saved me to win is the purplies. The purplies. Because they're all unique. Oh, these are a set.
Alright.
So.
You know what your points are?
No. Can I use your calculator?
Yep. I've got 116.
Okay, so you have 116. Where did your calculator go? Calculator. I have 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 4 plus 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the purples. And then 2. So plus 4. 2, 3, 4. And then 4. So plus 16. And then plus 4. I think you might have spanked me. And then plus 4. Plus 4. Plus 2. Plus 4. Plus 1. Yes, I only got 55. So these cards getting into the tomb would have made a huge difference.
Which was my goal. I knew I had a lot entombed, and I knew he didn't have a lot of his sets entombed.
Yeah.
So
now we have to go through and get these starting hands pulled out of here.
I already got mine out, so yours should be.
That should be mine right
and
there.
And then here's 3s and 2s.
Alright, so now we will go over and tell you guys what we think about Valley of the Kings, or Valley of the Pharaohs.
It's called Valley of the Kings. There's a
know.
place called that.
Yes, I know. But it's also incorrectly named as well. For millions of years, it's been incorrectly named, and that is my opinion. And I'm sticking with it. Alright, so our thoughts on the game of this deck builder is it's a very different deck builder. I was surprised at how different it was. I thought maybe that, you know, everything as far as deck builder was done now, because we had Star Realms, and I did label that one as the best deck builder thus far. I still think that it is, because I like the aspect of fighting each other. But as far as this deck builder, it's a lot different and a lot more difficult to get points, in my opinion. Trying to acquire the correct cards to put together, because you have to build sets. So you need 3 different, you need the inner, middle, and outer sarcophaguses to build, you know, and have all 3 stages, and then put them in your tomb. So not only do you have to acquire them, but you need to keep them long enough to get money and to get other cards, and then put those in your tomb. And it's like, when do I put it into the tomb? And when do I, you know, when do I keep it? And do I keep it? Because there's been some cards that I wanted to put in the tomb, but I waited too long and the game ended before I could get them there.
Thematically, it's great. It's fun. He has a little...
I had an issue with the name. I do understand that the pharaohs were kings and kings were pharaohs in that time. But when you say kings, and when I think of kings in a gaming aspect, I think medieval times, towers, you know, tower defenses and castles and stuff like that, and knights for the kings and everything else. Where when I think of Egyptian times, I think that it would have been more appropriate for Valley of the Pharaohs. It is, when you look it up, when you Google search Valley of the Kings, you don't get the board game, you actually get the Valley of the Kings that's in Egypt. At least I think it's in Egypt. It may be a little off of Egypt, but it is Egyptian themed, so that's why I'm guessing it's in Egypt.
See, it didn't bother me. I mean, the name didn't bother me.
Yeah, and I understand that the kings, but to decipher the two, you know, and you can obviously look at the box and it says, it's got a picture of an Egyptian theme on it. So there's like, and then this little logo with the beetle and the wings. So it clarifies what kings they're talking about. But when I think of Egyptians, I like the word pharaoh, and it makes it sound more masculine than a king. Like a pharaoh ran a country, where a king only ran a kingdom. He had like a only set amount of land. A pharaoh, he owned the whole thing, all of Egypt, which is a big chunk of land. But that's just my opinion. If you guys have any arguments, then please put the comment below this video. I would like to hear what you think the game should have been called. But I'm not a game designer, so...
Thank God.
Yes.
I never see him. But it really, it's harder to build points, but like Star Realms, there's a goal. There is not just it's over. Like, you see when the game's going to end.
Yes.
You can progressively watch that deck go down, watch your pyramid go down. And me, my brother, and Tim all played a game where we went maybe 4 or 5 turns with just a couple cards left in the pyramid because we all wanted to entomb.
Yes.
And that was really cool to watch and really cool to feel that internal panic of, what if someone ends the game right here?
Yeah.
But you know that it's coming because you can see, okay, these cards are dwindled down and there's a goal. And you can plan your strategy the way you want to. It's not just, well, sometimes a card is purchased, but you have a card where you see a card that you want that someone just picked up, and you have that one card that can let you take the top card of someone's discard pile. Take it. You know, on your turn, it's
the census.
Yeah,
the census is a card where if you play it, you can use its action, and then it'll take the top discarded card, which was the last purchase card usually, and it'll be on top, and then you can replace the census with that top card of the discard of another player. So you can give them that card and take the other one. Yeah,
the actions are really cool, and also each basically like like Ascension, like your Lifebound heroes, like there's a common theme amongst them. That's also in Star Realms. But they're really cool how each different color card kind of melds, and as the cards progress from level 2 to level 3, there are more powerful cards, more expensive cards, more...
Yes. And when you have every card in the set, it will start at 3 and then go to the highest number of however many is in that set. So if you have a set, Brett built a set of 7 cards, which they were the blue ones, and it went 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, as in... that was the cost. He had to pay 3 for the first one, 4 for the second one, 5 for the next one, and on up.
No 2s?
No, 2s are only on the starter hand deck cards, and then it goes to 3s when you go into the actual deck, and then 3 all the way up to 7.
To 9.
7, yeah, there's higher cards that cost more, like the gold ones and some of the purple ones. But yeah, like back to the census card. You have to remember that you gave that person that card when you swap that, because that card's almost like that. that card, now that I'm thinking about it, reminds me of, like, what do I want to call that? It's almost like a plague, like a disease or a something, a curse. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. A curse, because you know how everybody, like, they went into these tombs and then everybody that went into the tombs died in real life when they found the tomb of whoever it was, and they all got sick and ended up dying off. But that card's like a curse because you gave it to someone and it helped you at that time, but now it's going to come back and, you know, possibly take away from you, or it's going to be passed on to someone else. Eventually it'll come back to you. So it's like a curse card.
Not always, because they can entomb it because it's purple, and so
yeah,
you can
so they
get
could
the
use
victory
it for
points
their
at
set.
the bottom.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a curse card. Do you want to keep the curse card, or do you want to get rid of it and use it to get someone else? It's one of those cards that can help you but can hurt you. Which I like that. I think that's the only one that works that way as far as discard on the top of the card. But then there's other ones that
you can give someone a card and
lets you draw more than what you're supposed to after your draw phase. It's
a good one. It's a good little tiny deck builder, you know.
And this will, along with some other ones, this will probably be one that's in the backpack with us at Gen Con, and we'll be playing it in the hallway.
I think this is probably this one and Star Realms.
This is a very high.
They'll compete together. Replay.
Yeah, I was looking on Board Game Geek, and Star Realms is number 2 or 3 right now on the hot list. Valley of the Kings, I really didn't look for it. I don't know where it's at, but as far as that list goes, they're separated. But I think that these two could be in ties with each other. This game is really, really good. I don't know when it went into production as far as being distributed out to stores and stuff. 2014, but I don't know if it's, I don't know how accessible it is. We're looking on Amazon. The original price is $19.
Get it from your local game store there.
Yeah. So it's about, it's 20 bucks. So you think it's worth $20?
Both of the pocket games that we've reviewed from AEG, and I don't know how much Maximum Throwdown was, but I could see them being $15. 20 bucks is a little stretch for me.
I think Maximum Throwdown should have been like a $5 game. That's my opinion on that.
But maybe 15, 10, 15, because the box, it is small. They're a bigger company, but I like the game well enough that I would pay 20 for it.
Yeah. If you're on the fence about getting it, and I don't know if you can get a print and play. I don't know if you can do that with AEG. A lot of people do have print and plays, but I think
it's quality cards, quality box.
I think it's worth the $20. I mean, you're getting a stitched box. You're getting stitched cards. It's all the highest quality cards you can get. My opinion on any card that's the stitched card, I wish it was a little thicker as far as sturdiness. But the stitched cards, what I like about them is they're not the glossy material, and the edges don't wear down as fast on the edge. But
yeah, I would pay 20 bucks for the game. Yes.
But
looking at the size of the game, and if I were to price it walking by, I would say 15. But
the reason that I don't think, the only thing that's aggravating is that they didn't put a scoreboard on this chart.
Absolutely, that's the one big thing, because, like I said, look at it from here. Have to look at this tiny little thing.
If 4 people don't need to know how to set the game up, only one person needs to know how to set the game up.
And that's in the rule
4
book.
people do need to have the victory points. I mean, it doesn't take that long to pass it around, but I want to count my points. I want to count my points, get it done, and reset the game, and get right back into the next go through of the game. I don't want to have to take the whole rule book and actually pass it around the table. I know there's only 4 people that play it, but you know, at a time. But this is my favorite material of boxes. I say that every time I get a Stitch box. I'm like, oh yeah, this is cool. The reason, I don't think I've ever said the reason why I like these. When you put them on your shelf, and you have two of these boxes, they have their grooves, they usually grab each other. So when you pull one out, they all stay together. So when you're grabbing that top game or whatever, what am I saying? I guess if it's like leaning out a little bit and you don't notice your shelf's leaning out, you don't have games falling out. I think that's best for us. It's holding, crawling around and stuff. So he doesn't get hit in the head with one of these.
But anyways, AEG's winning with these two games that we got, the Sail to India and Valley of the Kings.
Yeah.
They're winning. These two small pockets are good games that we will have in our backpack. We will play them.
Yes. And if you guys don't know if you want to buy it or not, and you see us in the hallway at Gen Con,
we'll sit down and play with you.
And tell us, hey, do you guys have that Valley of the Kings with you?
I'm sure they'll be demoing it in the halls. I mean, in
yes.
the vendor
and
hall.
Also, if they are not doing it in the vendor hall, I would for sure hope that they were having this at their BGN. We will actually be there Friday night for the big game night at AEG's BGN.
We'll be demoing games. We won't be playing. Well, we'll probably play, but
we'll be moderating pretty much everything. We'll teach how to play the games. If this is one of them, I will definitely want to be on that table because this is really a really neat game. I would love to teach it to more people. Of course, after hours or whenever, after the vendor hall closes and everything else. Yeah, I mean, if you guys see us in the hallways, please stop us and say, hey, can we take a look at the game? If you just want to look at it, too, I mean, that's not a big deal. I can get it out of the bag. It's going to take about 5 seconds. Well, I don't know. I'll have a bunch of stuff. I'll have a bunch of stuff to give away. I'll have stickers to give away. I'll have some promo packs of King of Tokyo to give away that were last year's in 13. What else? Business cards, but that's not too exciting.
You can say hi to Holden.
Yeah, you can say hi to Holden.
Well, yeah, he'll be there most of the time.
But that's all I have to say about Valley of the Kings. Valley of the Kings and Sail to India. I hope they are doing both of those out there. They are the pocket-sized boxes. They are these here. And
pick them up. They're fun.
I will be looking at the back of the box to know what it looks like when I'm out there at Gen Con. Or if I'm at one of my stores here soon, I may just see if they've got it.
Anyway.
But yeah, that's my thoughts on Valley of the Kings. That's our thoughts of Valley of the Kings. So I'm Tim.
I'm Anna.
This is Geeked Up Gaming Review Group, and this is Tom Cleaver's Valley of the Kings, a deck building game of ancient Egypt produced by AEG.